Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's Tuesday evening. It is November 25th. Everyone's getting ready for the big holiday week. Big travel day here on this Tuesday, which has quickly become the biggest travel day of this week. Not the biggest of the year, and not even the biggest of the whole weekend, which maybe I'll talk to Tim about. We did a little research on air travel, at least some kind of missed out there, but we're keeping an eye on the weather and the impacts on any travel. We were concerned we could see an isolated shower or storm timing out with the evening rush, but I'll be honest with you, we have zero weather issues in the Carolinas right now. Doesn't mean we don't have issues in other parts of the country, but even those seem pretty tame compared to what we had earlier this morning. And I'll show you the radar here. If you're leaving right now, there's nothing to worry about, and even between now and 11 p.m., you should be fine. The real only weather that I'm watching is a broken line of showers and storms down in Alabama, moving into Georgia. There is a tornado watch down in there for parts of Alabama and Georgia, but currently no warnings. I'm actually going to put all the warnings on here just so we can see them. But you can see no warnings really popping up. And in fact, it looks like the worst of the weather might stay south of Alabama, in southern Alabama, I should say, and south of Atlanta into southern Georgia. So it looks like mid to southern parts of Georgia and Alabama. Now, that line eventually will get up here tonight, and we're going to see that rain get here, but it's going to be closer to like midnight. So if you're traveling now and you only have a couple-hour drive, you should be fine. You see the timing here. Between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. looks to be our rain chances here in the Charlotte metro area. And look at those temperatures. That 63 could be our low. That's above our average high, which is like 59 right now. So pretty warm stretch of weather here for the overnight hours. And even tomorrow looks pretty toasty until that front, the second front, gets here late in the day. Now, this is the hour-by-hour breakdown just to show you the timing. You see that right around midnight. That's when I expect to see the highest rain chances for our area. And that, again, that'll be, most of us will be sleeping. Hopefully no travel issues there because everyone will be done for the day, and they'll get back up tomorrow. We'll start another travel day. But overnight tonight, 50% chance of scattered showers and storms. Temperatures, again, very warm in the low 60s. Tomorrow, equally as warm. Now, if you love mild, warm weather, I highly suggest you get outside and enjoy this tomorrow, because it might be the last really warm day we see for a while, because once this second front moves through tomorrow afternoon and evening, it's going to be pretty dramatic. And here's what it's going to look like tonight. So right there around midnight, notice that we've got that pretty beefy line. I mean, I'll be curious. I was just talking to James. I haven't heard thunder in a while, so if we get some nice nighttime thunder and lightning, that would be kind of cool. Just for the sound effects and some good sleeping weather. One thing I will tell you, this time of year when the leaves are off the trees, watch some of those side roads where the pile of leaves are in the wet roads. It can get kind of slick out there, and you can always get a clogged up storm drain or two when those leaves are on the curb, so you could get some minor street flooding. But eventually by 5 a.m., everything's gone, and by sunrise, zero issues. Tomorrow looks like a great day for travel. So if you didn't travel today and you were worried, hey, maybe some rain or wind, tomorrow's only issue might only be some breezy conditions, but it looks gorgeous. Now, Thursday morning, this is Thanksgiving morning, the winds will have shifted to the northwest. Temperatures will be plummeting, and we're going to get frigid. I mean, we're talking temperatures 20s and 30s in the morning, afternoon highs 40s and 50s. Now, overnight, we'll take every drop of this rain. If we get an inch of rain in the Charlotte area, that'd be the most rain we've seen combined in the last, 30 days, okay? For November, it hasn't rained at all. 29 hundredths of an inch on one night, and that's been it. Now, the temperatures, this is probably the hidden story going into the holiday. Talked about how warm it is tonight and tomorrow. There's your afternoon. This is 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving. Let's go into the future here, and you can see by 4 or 5 o'clock, by this time tomorrow, we'll have that front pushing through, and look at these temperatures plummeting all the way down into the 20s and 30s by Thanksgiving morning. Turkey trots are going to be frigid. By the afternoon, could we get to 50? It's going to be a real struggle, but we might get there for a high temperature on Thanksgiving Day. So not a really warm day. If you think that's cold, just wait till Friday morning. Thank goodness we're not the old school days where people waited out for stuff for Black Friday because they would be freezing. Nobody really does that now because everything's online and they start shopping right away. But man, look at that. I mean, it's going to be below freezing, upper 20s. So that would have been a big story for Black Friday morning. Then Black Friday afternoon, 40s. I mean, 45, 46 might do it. And so just to give you an idea, it is going to get chilly going into the weekend and next week, we've been so much above average here lately that this is going to feel like a bigger shock to the system than even it is normally. It's December, by the way, starting Monday, so it's kind of supposed to be cool, but we've been in the 70s for almost all of November, so this will really be kind of a little bit of a shock to the system for a lot of us, and it will be persistent. The 2 coldest nights of the season, likely some of the coldest highs we've seen. We've only seen 2 freezes, by the way, for the entire season so far. That's not a lot, considering that December starts Monday. And I noticed this past weekend, there's a lot of mosquitoes still out. And so I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we have had not consistently cold nights. So some of these insects are actually staying pretty active. So this will be pretty chilly. And just to break it all down for you, tomorrow's the warmest day we see for a while. We go into Thursday, Friday, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. A lot of cool weather. These are the highs. The lows are even colder than this, so 20s and 30s, keeping things chilly. So I'm going to talk with Tim about this, but just a heads up for next week. We've got the good old wedge setup. So let me show you what the wedge setup is, or cold air damming. Both terms we use kind of together. But next week, it looks like some cold, dry air will be east of the mountains. When I say cold and dry, think 50s and low dew points. That's kind of normal for this time of year. But that'll be established. What's going to happen is a system is going to come out of the Gulf and spread moisture up and over that. That could produce some really cold, wet weather for Tuesday, Wednesday. But I think a lot of this is going to hinge on this eventual storm track. But just to give you a heads up, that's what it could look like next Tuesday, Wednesday, with rain, and we're talking rain in the 40s. So Tim and I will discuss that further, because that'll be next week's big weather story, I think. But let's show you our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. This will get you through the weekend into next week. You can see the cool down for Friday, Saturday into Sunday. Home Panthers game, by the way, taking on the LA Rams. That could be a little wet, but I think most of that rain holds off till after sunset. So the game probably fine, but kind of chilly with high clouds moving in. And then we go to 10-day forecast, the first week of December here. Temperatures, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, those are the 2 days I'm watching for that wedge setup. Right now I'm going kind of middle of the road here, mid-40s, but it certainly could be cooler than that if the wedge is a little stronger and wetter than we anticipate.